So you want to know the absolute best possible Baja road trip, right? Well, for almost 3 months, we ate, slept, lived, and breathed the Baja in our converted school bus, the Huckleberry. Now, I'll be honest with you, in the beginning, every day was sort of this combination of deep horror and deep joy, all at the same time. But after we got our feet wet, after we understood Baja, it was, well, you'll see, it was absolutely incredible. By the way, this monstrosity right here, that is Sir. Sir is my co-host for the day. I don't have a choice, so if I get attacked in the middle of this, yes, you're a handsome boy. You're a handsome boy. In our 3 months down in Baja California and Baja California, Sir, well, we saw almost, 20 places, 20 distinct, and don't worry, I'm not going to make you sit through a slideshow of all 20 of them. Well, maybe. But I did recently get to thinking, if I could create an itinerary of all of the wonderful places that I visited from the very top of Baja California down to the very tip, what would include, what could I share with people? And so, here are my top 9, yes, I pared it down to 9, the top 9 places that you really, really must see on your road trip down to Baja. And there's also a few little helpful hints that might actually help you survive. Oh my God! He was right underneath it. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with how to actually cross the border. We came across it in Mexicali. There is a video of mine, Isn't Baja California Dangerous? It explains the whole process. And, well, it's not as bad as it sounds, but we're just going to go on the assumption that you've crossed the border and you are heading south on the east coast side of Baja. Now, everyone's very first stop is this town called San Felipe. I'm going to recommend you don't go to San Felipe. I've been there twice, and both times I walked away going, meh. I mean, it's not a bad town, but it kind of feels like maybe one step up from a border town and not a really big step. No, I'm going to give you 2 places that you should go instead of San Felipe. First of all, if you were a member of Harvest Host, there is this winery that's, maybe 40 minutes north of San Felipe. It don't look like much, but it's definitely worth a stop. Here's what happened to us. But still the question remains, what does Mexican wine taste like? Well, let's go find out. After I climb down that big ass sand dune hill. We are here. Oh, hola. Welcome to home. I don't understand how they grow grapes here. I see grapes growing back there. Oh, it's windy as hell. You're not going to be able to hear me. They're actually growing grapes. This is a desert. I mean, look at this. It's a frickin' desert. And somehow they're growing grapes. We are in a winery. We are in a winery in Baja, but are we at the nice, fancy... No, we're not at a nice, fancy winery. We're more at a... You'll see. I can't wait to see the inside. Looking at the outside, I pretty much know what the inside's going to look like. But they got wine, I think. Bueno, this is not what I was expecting. It's quite nice in here. Tablecloths. Okay, this is all going to be in Spanish, but if I understood correctly, all but the D4 was grown out there.
All of these?
No, este es un... Sí, le voy a dar los nuestros.
Oh, Sauvignon Blanc. Okay.
Okay.
That's good. It is actually really, really good. Like beyond dry. It's desert dry.
I'm breathing it in.
Are you breathing? Are you wafting? We need some food. I looked at the tablecloths. They have spaghetti and fettuccine and pepperoni pizza. I don't think this place knows what country it's in. When in Mexico, you hang your bag. How do you say surprise me in Spanish? Yeah. It's weird. We've been eating Mexican food for months, and it's just like that over-the-top pepper. This is subtle. Now, maybe you're not a member of Harvest Host. Maybe you just want another place to stop. Well, there is this wonderful, wonderful little ghost town that happens to have a whole bunch of weird little hot springs in the middle of the ocean, and I highly recommend you go there as well. It is most definitely worth the stop. Just make sure your suspension on your car can put up with the road getting there. No, the ride down here was not all that bad. Then we get to this part. Actually, compared to some of the roads we've been on, this is like an interstate highway. All right, baby. I don't know where we're going, but we're going. Okay, perfecto, gracias. God, these windows are so filthy, I can't see where I'm going. I'm calling that good enough. This is pretty. Answers that question. I imagine at one point this was a really cute little town. There is a lot of English, and the English-speaking bookstore back there kind of makes me think this was a real expat community. No dejar la pasora. Yeah, don't use shampoo or soap in the pools. Okay, I promise. I will not shampoo my hair. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, and there is a smell of sulfur in the air.
That's amazing.
Mucho frío? No. Okay, I gotta try. This looks like it's gonna hurt. Damn. Is this any better? Oh, this isn't bad. We're going in, we're going in. It is very much cooling off. That over there, hardly any water. Brutal, I can see the steam coming off of it. This is definitely cooling down. It may actually be nicest at high tide. Roads. Yep, I mentioned roads earlier. I gotta mention roads again. Now, fortunately for you, the very first part of this whole little journey, it's on decent roads. Decenter, more decent. You're gonna be on Mexico 5, which of all of the roads down there is one of the top two, well, least expensive to repair your vehicle kind of roads. Don't worry, we're gonna get to the bad ones soon enough. But you are heading south, down from the northern part, and where are you gonna go next? Well, you're going seriously off the beaten path. Now, everything is sort of in a zigzaggy loop down through Baja, but you are going to Bahia de Los Angeles, and specifically a beach called La Gringa. Now, this is truly an hour out of your way to get to the coast, and yes, you're going to have to come back an hour to get to the main road. It is so worth it. The town itself is nice, it's small, it has all the amenities that you'd expect, but La Gringa is this, I got to show you. It's, you park on the beach and you kind of hope the beach doesn't take over your vehicle. All of this area that you see out here, this was all completely flooded. The water definitely came up here. Oh my God. This is why we're staying. And this is kind of the crux of, you know, when you ask, hey, Rick, what's next? What's next? That's actually a volcano right there. I mean, it's long since dormant. Would you leave here? That's a really, 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 really big puddle. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. All the marshy stuff that I've been walking through is flooded. The best part of this, I get to explain to Nikki why I'm so yucky and dirty and bleh. She's gonna make me wash my entire body before I enter the huckleberry. She might be right. That was gross. It's not as horribly slippy as you would think it would be. Ugh. I may or may not have walked through mud puddles.
Stay out there.
She just said, stay out here, take your pants off out here. Now, I guess that'll make for good video too. Okay, now we got to get into the roads. You are now going to transition to Mexico 1, and you're going to be crossing the peninsula over to the west coast side, and this is by far the worst road and the worst part of the worst road that you are going to experience. Potholes do not describe what you are going to drive over. It is horrible. Just know that it does end eventually, and just pat your car on the dashboard and tell it it'll be okay and that you still love it. It really is that horrible. Now there's also this, well, you're kind of in a big empty area up there. There's not a whole lot to really see and do other than drive endless miles through the desert. But you are going to come across a town called Guerrero Negro. It's honestly not much of a town. Oh, hey, since we got time to kill, here's a fun fact for you. The town that we're in is called Guerrero Negro, which means black warrior, and it has nothing to do with black or warrior. Now stay with me because I found this a little bit interesting. There was a whaling ship that was built in, I'm not going to get this right, it was a 231-ton whaling ship built in Dunsbury, Massachusetts in 1825. And in 1858, well, it crashed ashore here, wait for it, in Guerrero Negro. The name of that ship was the Black Warrior. They literally took the Spanish name for the English ship. That's what they called the town. The entire place was built after a busted whaling ship. And here we are going to go pet whale. But it is a good place to stop. There is I always forget the name of this thing. It is called Malarimo. Malarimo. Yeah, it's an RV park. It's a little expensive, but it's very worth the stop. If for nothing else, the food. Go to the restaurant there, order the fish. You will thank me later. If the gray whales are in season, this is also a great town to stop and go pet them. Here's the problem. The harbor master closed every boat going out today because of high winds and rough seas. This was the last day they were going out on tours. The absolute last day. They extended it 2 days. Had we gone out earlier before, the butt stomach cramps came on, we'd have made it, but we didn't. So no whales this season. We missed it by about 2 weeks, so we're gonna have to go back. But make sure you travel during whale season. Get there, pet the whales, press on. And all of this takes us to stop number 3. Well, there's this little town called San Ignacio. It's not a huge town. In fact, it's a very, very small town. It only has maybe 2.5 restaurants in it, and well, that's pretty much it. This actually isn't a little town. I'm not sure what this is, but I'm not driving. I found the tequila, and well, what else do you need? We are in a little town called San Ignacio. I wasn't expecting much of anything. This was a stop on the way down to the bottom of Baja. Very unexpected. I thought this was going to be a not town, a little 5-minute walk. It's kind of cool. But it is very much worth the stop. There's a couple of different RV places. We tend to stay in one, but we've heard they are all good, so I'm not going to get into that. Park where you can, walk into town, and just enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the ambiance. And the food is actually pretty good. It's a great place just to relax and to chill. I love this part of traveling when you just discover new things. Now, this isn't a big town, but some of the food is so good. The people are so friendly, but most importantly, there are hidden gems. We just discovered that not too far away from here, there are cave paintings, really well-preserved cave paintings, 3,000-year-old well-preserved cave painting. And you can either get out there by car, or you can take a big 4-day donkey ride out to see them. So here's the thing. You are going to start feeling something about this point. The terror of the roads and the uncomfortableness of being in a place so radically different from where you are from. You're going to start getting this feeling in your shoulders as they start to come down, this feeling in your stomach, which is just goes, yeah, cool, whatever. You are going to start feeling the Baja chill. Now, here's the fun part. You think you're chill at this point? You ain't seen nothing yet. Just be aware that that's what that feeling is. It's not indigestion from the tacos. Stop number 4 is this big town called Loreto. It used to be the capital of Baja California Sur, up until I think it was the 1930s when something really bad happened, leveled the entire town, and they moved it. Loreto is a wonderful place to visit. They have this historic area in the middle, much larger than any place you've been to thus far on your road trip. The restaurants are incredible. The food is wonderful. There's great shopping. Everything in one place. You got your food, you got your tchotchkes, you got, well, everything you could possibly want. Thing is, I'm not even sure what we're looking for today. Full body massage and breakfast. Ooh, facial. Yeah, we've got some issues we have to get rid of. Facial? Well, I'll facial. Oh, hey. Let's go get something to eat. According to the waitress, no Mexican in their right mind would dare drink one of these or order one. It's a foreign thing. Zero taste. It's Coors Light. It's actually worse than Budweiser. Hey, baby, your drink is on fire. The heck is it? Whoa, my bad. It's good. It's Swedish. I have no idea how to pick this thing up. That's what I get for trying to cut it. Oi. They have this tourist area in the middle with a big bandstand, and they throw a lot of concerts out there for free. Anyway, I'm just going to roll some clips because I think they stand alone and will describe to you exactly how much you're going to enjoy this place. Moving down the coast, you are going to get to what I think is the biggest city in all of Baja California, sir. You're going to be in La Paz. Now, La Paz is truly a huge, giant, sprawling city. If you want it, you can find it down there. There are not a lot of places to actually park your RV. In fact, there's precisely one, and it's outside of town. But the good news is you can pretty much park anywhere inside the city. But first, at the risk of scaring young children, I want to show you where we're parking for the next few days, assuming I can get out of here safely. Yep, we're just sitting here in a neighborhood in La Paz. Apparently you can park anywhere you want. For some reason, I chose to park next to Roosters. It is what it is, and it's free. And I cannot wait to show you what we're going to do today, because it's something I have been dying to do for a very, very long time. Now, the Malecon, which is Spanish for boardwalk, I guess you would translate it to, the whole water, beach, ocean area, it's got tons and tons and tons and tons of restaurants. There's a couple you shouldn't visit, but let's dwell on the good ones. Well, that's the rest of them. Yep, we are out here in the Sierra Cortez looking for whale sharks. So far, all we've seen is whales. Still kind of cool. Oh! We're halfway there, and all we need is the shark. And I, of course, didn't see anything. Oh my God! He was right underneath it. Oh, and if you can, time your trip for Carnival. They have this big, huge festival. They close off the Malecon, and it's a party you don't want to miss. Oh, I forgot to mention something. I probably should have mentioned it way earlier in this video. When you are driving in Baja, do not have your cell phone in your hand while you're driving. If you're in a caravan and you've got walkie-talkies, do not have that in your hand either. They will pull you over. They pulled us over. I got a little story to tell you. We finally got an opportunity to give a Mexican police officer a bribe. Now, for starters, I was in the wrong. I actually did break the law. They actually had a real reason to pull me over. Down here in Baja, I'm assuming all of Mexico, you cannot drive with an item in your hand, like a cell phone. Or in my case, the fact that I couldn't see my little teeny ass 12 Mini, and I picked it up off the dash to read what the GPS was telling me. That was wrong. And yes, the fine for such a thing he was truthful about. It is 4,000 pesos, and we should have gone down to the police station and paid the fine. He said, okay, I'm going to let you off with a warning, and this is all in Spanish, by the way, but it was also really, really polished. And so at the end, the last comment was, if you want to make a donation or a tip. Okay, you're in La Paz and you are heading for destination number 6. The good news for you is, well, it's only about a half an hour, according to Google. Now, assuming they've replaced the road that's over near the port, it might even take you close to that. But you are going to a beach called Tecolote. Tecolote is hands down my most favorite place, my favorite spot in all of Baja. It's just well, I'll show you. It's just this huge, huge beach area, and it is wonderful. But once you get here, it's worth it because that's the beach. I don't think that was the line, but it might work. Let's see. Tecolote actually can be kind of broken into 2 different kinds of beaches. You got your natural beach with white sand, surf, all that good stuff. And then you have resort level things behind me. I hope you can't hear that. There's a tuba and an Oompa Loompa drum band going on back there. Anyway, it does have restaurants. It's got like palapas and chairs and, well, you can have both worlds. Now, the food at some of these restaurants, well, some of them are pretty good, some of them are pretty damn great, but the beer is always cold, so what more could you want? Okay, now here's the great part. Parking is plentiful and parking is free. Now, I'm not talking about down in front of the restaurants, I'm talking about overnight. You can stay here, as far as I'm able to tell, for as long as you want, and it doesn't cost a damn penny. The area is just frickin' huge, and there's always RVs and trailers and schoolies and vans. There's always somebody here to kind of keep you company. Now, we found Tecolote because we went to a festival. That was the whole reason we went to Baja, to go to this thing called Escapar. If you can get there during Escapar when there's about 1,000 other people just like you parked on the beach, it is indeed a party not to be missed.
2 butts enter, 1 butt leaves. And there is a prize for the final butt standing.
Here's the thing, this festival is nothing like I expected. Now, I've been to all kinds of these gatherings, the family-friendly ones, the ones that are overrun with hordes of feral-type people. But no, this one feels completely different. So where were we before we... Wait, stop, damn editor. All right, fine. We have a newsletter. Go sign up and change your life. Jeez. Quite sure what to show you next. Now, this kind of event, they have scheduled things to do. It's all written on the side of a van for your helpful reading pleasure. But for the most part, people they hang out together. They come together, they sit around under somebody's tent, and they chat and they discuss, and you share all the wonderful places you've been, and you learn about all the places that you're yet to see. So what else do I show you about Escapar? Well, how about this? Now, before we get to stop number 7, I'm going to do a little honorable mention. At the bottom of Baja California Sur, there's essentially this loop. You leave La Paz and you follow the coastline all around to the tip and you come back. Now, if you go clockwise, there's this little town called Los Barriles. It's small, it's tight. You're going to get your RV parked in there and you're going to be terrified while doing it. But after that, you're going to rent a side-by-side or a quad because honestly, it's the only way to get around that town. Hi, I'm Rick. Welcome to Baja. So we've only got this beast for 24 hours. And so we really need to find some exciting and preferably slightly dangerous things to do with it. All right, step one, we are in search of what we hear is a waterfall. And off we go. I do need to throw this in four-wheel drive. Hang on, it's supposed to stop. Put it in neutral. Put it in 4. Damn, it's hot. I was curious, what is inside here? Is this like a hood? Oh, no. It's a radiator. But no, friends, we are going counterclockwise from La Paz because all of my favorite places, favoriter places, they are all in that direction. You're going to leave La Paz and you're going to, well, cross some more bad road and you're going to come to this town called Todos Santos. But using some clever disguises, we've managed to give our companions the slip. And now
we're back. Welcome to Todos Santos.
She really doesn't like it here. May I give you some inspiration? Welcome to Todos Santos.
I have a little voice. I'm Cuban. I'm going to speak really fast. Welcome to Todos Santos.
En español?
Bienvenidos a Todos Santos.
Oh, how do you describe Todos Santos? It's not possible. Let me just show you what we did. And it's why we kept going back over and over again. It is definitely a favorite place. Good morning. Hope you're hungry. So we are at a restaurant called Jazamango, and I highly, highly recommend it for breakfast. And as you're going to see in a moment, the croissant with creamy egg, I highly recommend that. Now, they do have something called sweet corn pancakes. It's elote. It's roasted corn. It tastes like roasted corn. They're really, really good. They have chunks of roasted corn, but today we're getting the creamy egg. And Okay, while we were waiting for breakfast, we didn't take the camera with us last night. We were in a place called La Morena, and I highly, highly recommend it. It's a restaurant, a brewery just down the street. Now, the food is, well, the food's okay. And the beer is, well, kind of pretty good. But they have music, live music. On Monday nights, it was a guy, Chris Paulson, was playing last night. He's a combination acoustic, quasi-rockabilly, does a lot of his own stuff. It's very, very good. And on Wednesday nights, the boys get together and do blues. I mean, real blues. And we're going to stay a couple days just so we can go see that again. And get down there. It's a lot of fun. But there is something you need to know about Baja. There is this phenomena called, I don't think I'm supposed to sit in this chair. Hang on, let's just stand right back up. There is this phenomena called a Baja Midnight. And by that it means midnight is 9 p.m. Towns down here, they all shut down early. So if you want to get your party on, you're not going to get it on past 9 p.m. And things don't even start till around 7. So you got a 2-hour window. It's Baja. It's chill down here. Houston, we have a problem. Apparently, we ordered the wrong dish. Now, we are going to try to save this because much of what's on this plate here is actually in the croissant with creamy eggs. Kind of. Here, let me dissect something because the whole key to this is this. The best absolute breakfast sandwich that they make is because that, my friends, is a French omelet, meaning it's nice and soft and the inside is almost undercooked and creamy. And when you make a sandwich, and here I'll just sort of fake it, when you make a sandwich, it just bites and oozes into your mouth, and it is, we'll see what we can do here. The egg is perfect. The egg is what made the sandwich. Now on the croissant, they put salad stuff and a little bit of cheese, but this is just as good. Might come back tomorrow for the croissant though. Oh. Now, just outside of Todos Santos lies spot number 9. And when I say just outside, literally, it's about a half an hour on fairly decent roads. You know, Mexico 19, really, it's actually 4 lanes wide. You're going to be surprised. Don't get used to it, though. Anyway, there's a little town called Pescadero. It's not much of a town. It has one RV park if you kind of want to stop and rest there. The guy is really nice, has a lovely family. They have a little swimming pool. But you're going to go just past Pescadero, and you're going to go to, well, a beach unlike anything you've ever been to before.
Can you get to the beach from Todos Santos? Well, yeah, you can. You can walk there. Take you about an hour. However, I would suggest you hop in your vehicle and come out here to Punta Lobos. Punta Lobos is not a fishing village, but it's where the fishermen come. Every morning they go out, every afternoon they come back, and that's the biggest reason you need to come here. Around 4 o'clock, between 4 and 6, boats start coming in, and they do the fillets, they process the fish right here. That's why there's so many birds, because they get the scraps. We had a hunk of mahi last night from them. Oh my God, it was so fresh and so good. So reason number 1 to come here, fish. Now, it does have a pretty nice beach. Now, lest you think this is like Miami Beach, no, there's not umbrellas and beach chairs and everything like that. It's a natural beach. It's also the Pacific, which means that it's cold as you know what. And if you're looking for a hotel for the night, well, they have a very lovely one here. Great restaurant. There's only one little problem with it. It's a little on the expensive side. I just checked booking.com and the rooms are going for about $750 US a night, plus fees and taxes, of course. So if you got a little extra scratch and, well, you don't want to live in an RV, which I got to show you where we're living, don't I? So yeah, that's us right back over there. This is it's an old cannery. It's a set of ruins that are down here next to where the fishermen go out and the ungodly expensive hotel. If my Google search skills are correct, this was an old turtle processing facility. And it's kind of neat to walk through.
And finally, stop number 9 on our road trip is arguably the worst of all of them, at least for me. Cabo San Lucas. Yeah, it's the party destination. It's where all the cruise ships go. It's where we don't like Cabo San Lucas very much at all, but there is a way to enjoy it. It takes a little bit of effort to do.
Wait, stop, hold the presses. Getting lost does not mean getting lost. It doesn't mean that you don't know where you are. Getting lost means you're out of your own comfort zone. You are somewhere you've never been before. You are in a mode of discovery. So when I say we want to get lost, it means I want to go somewhere that I've never been. Take, for instance, our current location. We're in Cabo San Lucas. Yeah, I know it's the tourist capital of the entire state of Baja. But it's a place that I have never seen, never been here before. So, am I lost? Well, technically, yeah, because I don't know where I'm going. So this is called Divorce the Beach. Over there is the Pacific Ocean. Over there is the Sea of Cortez. And basically the two waters could not be more different. Crazy, upchurning, you can't swim over there. Nice, pleasant, happy. I'm not sure which one's the man and which one's the woman. I'll let you decide that one, because I ain't going there. Okay, that was not my best idea ever. When the waves come in on this side, they come in. Here comes another one. I mentioned earlier that getting lost is not putting yourself in a place you've never been before, but putting yourself in a place you've never experienced before. And I think the Baja Peninsula pretty much covers that. There's a cactus, there's a mountain, there's a beach. Where have you found the three of those put together before? I have loved every inch of this place, and we've only made it to the bottom. We still get to go all the way back up. The getting lost, it's just beginning. You are looking at is called a chocolate clam. Now, it's not a chocolate clam because it tastes like chocolate, it's because of the color of the shell. So what do you think? Would you try one of those? Nice chocolate clams sold to you from a guy in a bucket on the beach? That's adventure.
But now here's the absolute best part of your Baja road trip. I mean, by far, the absolute best part. You get to turn around and go back up. You get to revisit all the places that you've seen. You get to find the places that you missed. There are so many little things here and there that 3 months was not nearly enough time for us to experience everything, which is why we're going back, and we will probably spend a hell of a lot more time. So with that, be healthy, be happy. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you real soon. And enjoy your road trip. Send me notes, send me letters, send me something as you go down there. I really want to hear how much you enjoyed yours.